over television, this speech. You know, we're competing with the job candidates. They're all running for a job. No, they're all job candidates. They want to be in the, they'll do anything. Secretary of something. They even say VP. I don't know. Does anybody see any VP in the group? I don't think so. No, that's, can you imagine? They don't have a.
Damn, that was actually pretty good.
Well, so, that's another one you got to give to Trump. So he's not wrong. A lot of people running for president aren't really running for president. They're running for a cabinet post. Tim Scott, Nikki Haley. So Nikki Haley is a little bit running for president. Tim Scott's not even running for president. Vivek Ramaswamy,
definitely,
right?
Yes.
And so he's running for fame. He's running for recognition. He's running for a cabinet position, maybe vice president. Now, other candidates never say that. Oh, these other guys are running for these positions. When Trump blurts out the truth, people love that, right? Yeah. And I said he was going to win after the second presidential debate I saw, kind of right about now, right? Back in 2025, 2015, before the 2016 election that he won. And why did I say that? Because he got up on the debate stage and he said, all these guys are bought. Yeah. And he's like, you know who bought them? I bought them. I gave them all this money and then they worked for me. Everybody's like, yeah, that sounds totally true. And number one, people hate money in politics. Number two, they hate corruption. Number three, they know the rest of them are phonies and they are bought. And they know that guys like Trump, businessmen, buy them. So as soon as people heard that, that's it was over, right? And of course, the establishment never sees that because they love the corruption, they love the phony politicians. So when they see Trump saying things like that, they're like, oh, how rude. Nobody cares that it's rude. American people like that it's honest. And then he dismisses them because, so that's like, I think internally he's super weak and insecure, but he represents as strong.
Yep.
He's got this character that he plays that's very strong, and then he dismisses them. And he's like, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think any of them are VP material, right? Even Vivek, who's just, his whole point of running is to kiss Donald Trump's ass. He's like, Donald, but I kiss both the left and the right cheek. And he goes, no. And Republican voters love that.
It reminds me of this like cartoon when I was a kid. It was like it was two dogs. One was like a big beefy dog and one was like a little like yapper. Just kind of like trying to impress the big dog all the time, like running around it. Like that's Vivek Ramaswamy with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Right, just like desperately wanting his approval, avoiding any critique or criticism of Donald Trump at any and all costs. And it's sad to see it. Because the one thing that Trump, I will say, did a great job in was dispelling the notion that Republican politicians are strong men. They're not. He easily dismantled every single one of them because he knows the corruption, he engaged in the corruption. Now he was the one who was giving the bribes rather than taking the bribes. But using that against them was smart politics. And for all of his flaws and all of his not so smart moments, let's just put it that way, he at least has his finger on the pulse when it comes to what is an appealing message to American voters, certainly on the right wing.
And so he's slimy in a lot of different ways, but he's not in the traditional politician way.
Right.
So for example, Vivek Ramaswamy in the first debate said they're all bought and paid for. He probably copied that from the big dog whose ass he was trying to sniff,
Totally,
right?
Totally.
But when you come to the second debate, his pollsters told him that he sounded too obnoxious. So all of a sudden he walks it back and he's, oh, I want to be respectful of everybody out here. No, you double down, you don't walk it back. So they're trying to copy Trump, but they're like a poor copy of him. And so that's why he's in such great shape in the Republican primary. I'm just waiting for one person, whether it's a Republican or a Democrat, to be able to punch this guy and have it land, and to fight him with strength. And so I definitely have not seen that from the Democrats.
You're not gonna see it. You are not going to see it because they think kid gloves works.
Right.
And it does not. We are in the fight of our lives. The difference between neoliberalism and neo-fascism. Neo-fascism kills you quick, neoliberalism kills you slow. And Democrats are playing games, taking this thing for granted.
Yes.
The American people have been very clear in poll after poll. They don't want to see a rematch of the two front runners, but yet here we are. On the Democratic side, they don't want it to be Biden, yet here we are. Yep. And the Democrats are just acting as though, oh, those peasant voters, they don't understand all that's been done for them. They don't get it. They're crying out saying this is not the way. And what's gonna happen is that because Trump's voters are much more excited and much more loyal, like he has a real base. He was not a default president in the same way that Biden really is a default president. So he doesn't have the same strong base behind him. I don't think that anti-Trumpness is gonna work in the same way that it worked in 2020. It is not going to work again in 2024. And unless Democrats change course and take the kid gloves off and expose the Republicans for what they really are, we're gonna have a repeat of 2016. But as we have said tonight, and we constantly say on TYT often, they're gonna have a hard time exposing because they all are feeding, at least the corporatist wing of the Democratic Party and the corporatist wing of the Republican Party, which seems to be the entire Republican Party, they're feeding from the same trough. So it is hard to call the other side out.
Thanks for watching. If you become a member, you get to watch all this ad-free, except for, of course, this ad. Still, hit the join button below.